It's the speaker knockers.
Boonch, Montana. Boonch, Montana. Boonch, Montana. First time on the track. Front, I push you back. I said first time on the track.
Early morning,
Woohoo!
first thing.
Yes, indeed.
When do you usually wake up?
Not at 7.
Later.
Later than 7 usually. Like, it depends. And that is a problem that I don't have like a consistent time, but like 9 or 10.
Interesting. I always pegged you as an early morning boy.
I was for a while. For like freshman and sophomore year, I'd get up at like 5:30 or 6 and get in some practicing before class. And now I don't have to do that. And I was like, oh, it's better if I sleep later. I'm happier when I don't do that.
We've definitely talked about this. When do you go to bed, though? I'm not sure if I asked
Oh,
that question
much
before.
later also. Usually around midnight now. So I still get like more than 8 hours of sleep every night, which
No,
is
yeah, you're
lovely.
getting a good amount.
Yeah, no, it's fantastic.
And people have to remember Henry doesn't drink caffeine.
Also
Right.
that.
So it's like, yeah, it's different.
Yeah.
And yeah, that's something new that's happening with me. I've
Yes?
very much reduced my caffeine content.
Ah,
So I used to be, for like the past 2-3 months, I would have 2 cups of mate, which is like about maybe 3/4 to 1/2 the caffeine content of a cup of coffee. But
okay.
yeah, I would have one in the morning and then one in the afternoon just to like, or one around lunchtime to sort of get me going. But now that I'm running more, I realize that more sleep is better for my legs. And like,
Sure.
so like I've replaced the second cup of mate with now a nap. So
Ah, that's awesome.
yeah, it's pretty great. Like,
Does that work well, do you think? Like I feel like sometimes I take a nap and I do it wrong and I just wake up more tired.
yeah, you read the instructions wrong and then
Right.
it's like an IKEA built around nap.
It's one of those manuals that's like half in Chinese.
Yeah. Yeah, the only instructions are in French and it's only half the instruction. Yeah, I mean, it's not like some days I'm more tired than others, but yeah, so like it's not always just like a perfect 1.5 hour nap, one perfect
Yes.
sleep cycle. Sometimes all I need is like a 20-minute shut eye.
Sure.
Sometimes I just need to lie down in the bed, but it's
That
like,
yeah.
yeah, it's just it's also rejuvenating, right? Like if you have a nap and then some fruit or some like healthy sugars, that
Yeah.
usually is, I don't know. I've adapted and I feel much better. So
Good for you.
plus I sleep better.
That's also good.
Because yeah, less caffeine content, you're much more ready for bed at night.
Yeah. That's great. I mean, I think like my Philip drinks some coffee, my dad doesn't, and my mom has like 2 cups a day, I think. I'm not getting this right, but something like that.
It sounds right.
Yeah, it sounds right.
The truth is what we make it.
But I don't know. She like she has her own like coffee machine, and it's like a whole thing where she like has a thermos that she takes to work or something, and not a thermos, one of those travel mugs. And so it's like less expensive, but like the people where it's like they'll buy like 3 cups of coffee a day. That's so crazy. That's a ridiculous amount of money to spend.
Yeah.
And also I feel like at that point your body's just adjusting to it. So it's not even that you're that much more awake than I am on a daily basis. That's just my feeling, but also I've never tried 3 cups of coffee a day, so I don't know if that's the case.
Yeah, I mean, everybody is different. Boonch boys.
It was stating the obvious since 2020.
But yeah, I mean, I was a pretty bit. Maybe I need more coffee. No, I was a bitty. Oh my gosh, a pretty big caffeine boy for a while.
Yeah,
Um, like, yeah, there were times where I had 2 to 3 a day.
yeah,
And it makes sense during the periods of my life when I was doing that. I wasn't exercising. I like had more like work, and I had to think linearly and like just be energized, and
yeah.
yeah, that's just like not how I'm feeling this period of my life. It's like really, it's taking a more relaxed approach to with running, and like it's about recovery and just like making sure your body is happy and getting the things that it needs. It's just like um yeah, it's a nice different way of thinking. And yeah, I wouldn't say that I was less happy when I was when I was having caffeine,
That's good.
but it's yeah, it's just like wherever you go, there you are. And if I didn't
Mm,
like it at that point, I wouldn't have done it. So
yeah, that's
that's
smart.
that's a good thing to know about yourself.
Yeah,
It's like, yeah, if I didn't like it, I probably wouldn't have done it. So I
yeah.
probably liked it.
Hopefully. All
But
right.
yeah, we should bring back. I now have. Did I show you the fact that I have 2 monitors?
Oh, yes.
One, two. We
Yeah,
should we should bring back Boonch Brunch,
that's true. We could do that.
just because some
It's a
people want to
whole it's
watch
a whole
live.
different thing. Yeah.
Yeah, my dad specifically uh, doesn't usually pop on the recorded, but when we're live, he might pop us on,
Interesting.
ask a
All right.
question.
Interesting. Uh could get what how late would it be in Germany? Do you think they would watch live?
Oh yeah,
Our German viewers. Shout
I
out to our
totally,
German
I
viewers.
totally forgot about that. I actually
Yeah.
prepared a whole thing.
Did you?
Yeah. Um, so
Ich
yeah.
bin ein Berliner.
What does that mean?
I'm a jelly donut.
Wait,
Did you not know about this?
I think I watched a video where it said that.
Yeah,
So
it was oh, I'm forget was it Reagan? No, it wasn't Reagan.
no, it
Hold
was
on.
JFK, I think.
Yeah, it was JFK. And he was in Berlin, and it was supposed to be, oh wait, it's not what that means? Sorry, I'm looking it up now.
I heard that it was both. That it means I am a Berliner, but then it also means I am a jelly donut.
Yes. Uh yes, it's both.
They're like, you know what's funny, JFK? That also kind of means you're a jelly donut. He's like, that's all I meant.
Yeah, yeah.
I don't care
You
about
thought I
your
was
dumb
talking
city.
about solidarity with you guys?
Did
None
jelly
of that.
donuts even exist at the time?
Yeah.
You think so? During the 60s?
Dude, Civivon, stuff, that's been like a thing
You just
longer
said
since.
gibberish to me.
No, that's the it's the Hebrew for it's that Hebrew song about jelly donuts. I'm not making this up. It's a real
This
thing.
is a surreal episode.
I have a lot of content about jelly donuts, so get ready for that.
I prepared a bunch of stuff about Germany. You prepared a
Yeah.
bunch of stuff about just jelly donuts.
Yeah, 7:30 a.m. is when I like to do my tight five on jelly donuts.
Yeah, I don't have any caffeine, but I have 6 jelly donuts a day. But yeah,
Anyway,
to on Spotify, it shows us. Let me see if I can show you guys actually. Let me pull up the anchor. It shows us what the demographics of the people that are listening are, and where they. I don't think. Yeah, I don't think the exact. Oh yeah, it does show age and female or male. So
whoa,
yeah, let's look at this. This is fun.
this is amazing. It was
So
like exact location and like birth parents of these people. It was like so much.
So yeah, geographic location,
All right.
90% US. Makes sense. Also, this is like our
Oh wow!
plays.
Look
So
at that.
we had four plays on episode 29, 2 plays
Oh
on
yeah,
episode 30, and then a play or two on
you know,
those other ones. Yeah.
sure.
This is classic.
What were these?
You Can Call Us Pals
That was a
had
great
9
one.
plays. Somebody watched episode 2, Bread Tier List. That is scientifically accurate. Okay,
All
interesting.
right.
But yeah, we have a 9% German audience, which
Yeah.
is very interesting. Argentina, I don't know who that is.
Yeah.
It's probably just like one of my relatives. And then this is Amelia, probably.
Oh, probably. Yeah, that's a good point. I was wondering. Yeah.
And so, yeah,
Uh,
40% on Spotify,
all right.
25% on Apple Podcasts, 19% web browser, and then 15% other. Because there's like
Yeah,
9 or 10
Anchor.
different things that
Yeah.
releases. So,
Wow.
and then here we have gender.
Oh my gosh.
68% female,
That's
32%
what we
male.
like to see.
We got to get these numbers up.
That is true. The not specified. That's
And non-binary.
yeah.
And then 95% are between 18 and 22, 2% between 23 and 27, and then 2% between 45 and 59.
Wow. I guess that's probably our parents, right? Yes, that 2%.
I mean, I don't think my dad listens to
Oh
podcasts.
wow.
So
Very
is it do your parents listen to podcasts?
No. I mean, I don't think they listen to our podcast.
Yeah. They're like, let's be very clear. I do
Yeah.
listen to podcasts.
Yeah.
Real podcasts.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, that's very interesting. I'm always, shout out to our 9% German fans. Sorry, they're not 9% German, but
I have fun facts about Germany for the people
I'm
who,
excited.
including me. I didn't know any of these, so let me pull those up. We can sort
Yeah.
of rejoice in the things that I found interesting.
All right.
Um,
That's usually what we do on the
I
show.
just watched a YouTube video that was like 101
101
fun facts about Germany. Yeah, I was like,
wow. Why do they always do 101? That's like such a thing. It's like 101 books you need to read before you die. And it's like, here, why don't you
why don't I just
calm
die
down?
instead?
Why don't you calm down, Roald Dahl? Get off my back, BuzzFeed.
Okay, so here are facts that you might want to know.
All right.
6th largest country in Europe.
We talking land size?
I think so. Yeah,
Okay.
land size.
Nice. Shout out Germany.
Yes. Zugspitze is the tallest mountain and part of the Weiterstein mountain range. So
okay,
give it up.
Give it up for that.
82 million population, and then I wrote and is declining rapidly. So
oh no.
Yeah, they have a population problem. Even though
seriously?
Yeah, they're like not, or people are leaving very fast, or they're not reproducing. Yeah,
didn't they take in like 1 million refugees?
That's the thing. It's the second most popular immigration destination in the world.
Yeah, I remember like especially after the Syrian civil war, they were like Angela Merkel was really great about that for a while at least, about taking in refugees, because she said they had a population problem and they had like a labor issue. They didn't have enough people to work all of the positions they had, and so she was like, we want people, like let's just get the people. And unfortunately they've had to slow that down a little bit, just because the people further right of Angela Merkel started, stoking xenophobic fears, as one does, as you got to do, and so then Angela Merkel had to back off a little bit, but still they've been amazing. But so shout out to Germany.
Yeah, and I think I heard, I didn't write this down, but I think it was like they had an estimate, if they kept declining at the rate that they were going to, by 2050 they would only have like 62 million or something like that. Like a decline. That's of 20 million.
Yeah, that's a lot of people.
So
wow,
maybe let's move to Germany.
I'm down. Can hang out with our fans.
Ich Buchenboy. Is that offensive? Did we just did
Yeah,
okay.
no.
Okay, after World War One, there were so few men left that only 1 in 3 women could find a husband.
Wow.
So
Jeez.
yeah.
Oof.
Oh yeah, they in 2010 they had just finished payments from the Treaty of Versailles.
That's so crazy.
It is crazy. I'm surprised that they just kept doing it. Like in the
Right.
90s.
At some point, like none of them. It's not the same people anymore.
Yeah, yeah.
I guess that's sort
Like
of the reparations
complete.
argument. Yeah,
Yeah.
but like still.
Interesting.
Yeah, very interesting.
David Hasselhoff is very popular in Germany,
I would imagine.
like way more so than in America.
Yeah.
Albert Einstein's last words were in German, but his English-speaking nurse didn't understand, so Einstein's last words are lost forever.
Ooh, that's what if it was just like Buchenboy?
Buchenboy will change the world. Don't
Yeah. That's crazy.
Yeah, what if
That's
it
a
was
really like did she not she couldn't like write them down phonetically?
I just don't kill
Freaking
the
American
messenger.
speaking nurses.
Yeah, just
They're
sound it
the
out, you
real
idiot.
enemy. Yeah.
Fanta started in Germany, Fanta the soda,
Okay.
and is popular enough they make something called Fanta cake. So,
Is it cake with Fanta in it?
yeah.
All right. Nice.
Ich Buchenboy gets a prize. Gets a Preisenstein. Okay. Berlin is 9 times larger than Paris.
Whoa.
Yes.
9 times larger?
Yes.
And Paris is not small, correct? It's not
Good.
like Old Town.
Yeah. It's a 20 by 20 block radius.
Yeah. Yeah, it's like Old Town, but they put the Eiffel Tower in it.
Yeah. Yeah. God, Old Town sucks. Germany has the largest zoo in the world in Berlin.
Wow. Again, are we talking like square footage or number of animals? Probably both,
I
if
think
it's that
height.
big. Yeah.
Yeah, just width. It's like
Yeah.
they just stack
It's
the
like
animals
our,
horizontally for
our idea.
17 miles. Yeah. What was our idea?
It was that like sandwich shop that's just one long room.
God, we have good bits.
We really do.
Yeah, that was like a constant thing at Beach Week. That
We had a lot going on at Beach Week. Yeah.
yeah. One of the bits we kept on thinking, because I think we saw like an open shop or something, and we were like, we should buy that and call it Sub Shop. And then I remember some of the ideas were, in the room is just a bunch of people dressed in black t-shirts and jeans, and no one talks to you.
And there's no subs.
And then another one was just, it's an empty room with no door in the back. And so there's like no way for there to be a kitchen. And so somebody walks in, they're like, can I get a sandwich? And then you just scream at them.
Good stuff.
So good.
Yeah.
I think this one's the most interesting one, and
Yeah.
second to last. So it is not illegal to escape prison, as the desire to be free is a natural human instinct and right. They are liable, however, for any damage that they cause getting out.
Very interesting.
If they do try to escape prison. So
Now, can they be brought back to prison?
I think so, because you still have
Okay.
to serve your time.
Right. It's just that they wouldn't add additional time for
I think
breaking
so.
out.
Yeah.
That's really, I mean, I was going to say that's like awesome, but you know, it's basic human dignity.
Yeah.
So that's really nice though, that they do that. I wonder, are there other countries, especially I'm thinking like Northern European countries with their, you know, human rights. You're so
With your
special.
human rights.
Yeah, you're so actually nice to people. Yeah. That's good though.
Speaking of basic human rights, the last one, university is completely free, even for international students.
Wow, that's really nice.
So, Yeah, Germany.
Yeah, Germany's, they're killing it.
They are killing it, and I think they have like really good working conditions,
Oh, okay.
like 32-hour work weeks and paid time off, all the sort of things you would expect in
Yeah,
a
that's
modern society.
yeah, that's great. They also, I remember learning that like they do a really good job. You know how like everybody's like, we shouldn't, teach what slavery actually was, like let's
Hmm.
not talk about it. They do a really good job talking about the world wars and just like the Holocaust and stuff like that. They do a really, or some of them do, like not everybody obviously, but like the people more on the left do a really good job like educating on that topic.
Makes sense.
Yeah, I mean, you kind of got to,
Yeah.
especially if you're still paying off the Treaty of Versailles.
Yeah. It's like,
Like,
where's
oh, why
all
are
this
we
money going?
hemorrhaging money? We killed so many people. We still got to pay for that.
Remember both wars that we were on the wrong side of?
Norm Macdonald had a bit about that. Did you see that?
No.
And he's like, Germany is crazy. He's like, they go to war in the early century. Who do they choose as their enemy? The world. It's like you'd think it wouldn't even be close, Germany versus the world, but it kind of was. Then we defeat them. And then a few years later, they go to war again, and again they choose as their adversary the world.
That is
That's
really
just
good.
yeah.
Another kind of related to that is like, um, just like an offhand thing, and I'm sure you saw this, but it was like, man, this Hitler guy. What a bad guy. When I see him, I'm just gonna kill him. And then his co-host was like, oh well, he's been dead for like 60 years, and Norm Macdonald was like, oh, I didn't even know he was sick.
It's such a stupid joke. It's so great.
And it's funny because I mean,
Yeah,
people say that this is Norm Macdonald's final joke was that no one knew he was sick. Like
right.
that was his final thing. No one even
Yeah,
knew that he was. So yeah, give it up to Germany.
yeah,
What do you? I
absolutely.
think the one thing they have going against them. Do you know what I'm gonna say?
The Holocaust.
That's pretty bad, but not that.
Yeah, not the worst. What were you going to say?
The language.
Really?
It's super ugly to me.
I mean, yeah,
I mean, I think
it's not. It's not.
American English is probably and British English is probably just as aggressive sounding to
Yeah,
like romantic language speaking people, but
yeah.
it's just so sharp. It like hurts when they say words in my neck. It's like they're cutting me specifically.
um, I don't know. I always feel like people make too big a deal out of it, and they're like, "Oh, all the Germans are angry with their language," and I'm like, "How about we stop judging them?"
That's true.
Yeah,
No, I mean I don't hate Germans, you know.
clearly you do. So
I do.
yeah, yeah. I'm ready to go to jail. No, no, I get what you're saying though. It's not French, and
Yeah.
just the
It's no
yeah.
Brazilian Portuguese.
Uh,
That's my number one language of all time. Amelia doesn't understand it, but if
the
you listen,
language or why you like it.
um, the Holocaust. No, uh,
She doesn't believe it.
no, she doesn't understand why I like it.
Okay,
She thinks because I think she associates Portuguese with Portugal.
sure, makes sense.
Idiot. No, but Portuguese in Portugal is it's like much more sharp and harsh
Really?
than Brazilian Portuguese because
Okay.
Brazilian Portuguese is like it's like kale that was massaged for hours. It's like you took something hard and brittle like kale and you just made it bouncy and oily.
What a picture you're painting.
I know.
This is delicious.
They call me Salvador Dali because I paint them A picture.
I melt all my clocks.
Because bye clock. So yeah, give it up for Germany again.
Yeah, seriously, absolutely.
I see your door is closed today.
Absolutely. Well, Carl's asleep, so I don't want to be yelling about jelly donuts while he's trying to.
Yeah, he starts dreaming of jelly donuts. Has that ever happened to you? Where have you seen those things in like cartoons and movies where it's like the alarm clock is going off and you incorporate it into your dream, or something is happening and you incorporate it into your dream? Has that ever happened?
I don't think it's ever. I don't think it's ever that cool, that it like that I incorporate, the alarm clock into the sounds of my dream. It's usually that I'm dreaming just about myself sleeping, and then the alarm clock goes off, and then in the dream I have to wake up, and then I actually have to wake up also. So that's
So you dream about you sleeping?
sometimes it gets weird sometimes when I'm dreaming, and it's like, or it's just like really realistic stuff. It's not at all exciting. It's just
so realistic. It's just your current lived experience.
right.
You're like,
That's
we're
what they
going for
say.
accuracy here. We're
Yeah.
not going for fantasy.
Life could be a dream. It is, because I just dream about normal life.
Yeah. I dream about me, what I'm currently doing right now, which is sleeping.
Right.
That's
Yeah.
so good.
It's fine. It is weird. I don't love my dreams. I've never had like cool dreams.
Yeah, it's like just being an accountant, daily
Yeah.
life as
Yeah.
an accountant.
Yeah. The daily drudgery of life.
Yeah. They're just super boring.
Yeah. Just really, really depressing dreams.
Most people aren't excited to wake up because that means they have to go to their lives, but you're like, oh, thank God.
Yeah. Got out of that.
I had to write a 12-page paper in my dream. It's taking so long.
Yeah. I actually had to write it.
Yeah. What's super interesting is like when dreams solve your problems. Did I talk about the Alex thing?
You did talk about that, yeah.
Man,
that is really cool.
It is cool. I mean, that's just the active versus passive thinking.
Yeah.
And I find that that's become a bigger and bigger part of what I'm noticing a lot now is doing things and then resting a day, like doing things kind of intently and then resting and then doing things like, yeah, I find that if you let the information settle a little bit, it usually comes back stronger.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think that that's very cool, but I haven't had like a dream experience. I really want one like that, where it's like I'm solving cancer or whatever.
Right.
Like I go to sleep and then I get it.
That'd be cool.
Is at that point, did you solve it? Moral question.
Ooh.
Moral. Ethical questions here.
Yeah. Did you solve it? That's I don't know.
Because we usually like to think of, if you did something, it's because you used your conscious stream of thought to come to a conclusion. And so if your brain was making its own connections without your like knowing and consent in your like while you were sleeping and it was repairing, and then the answer comes to you,
I think you still did, because I think like if let's say you're working on the cure for cancer and you go to sleep one night and then you wake up in the morning and then like, later that day you figure it out, there would have still been development in your brain that would have occurred throughout the evening. So it's not that you haven't taken an actual role in it.
I'm trying to think of. Tell me if this is not an apt comparison. Let's say you're trying to, let's say, walk 100 miles, right?
Okay.
Um, and you have a partner, right? And that partner doesn't do any work while you're continuously walking, right? Let's say,
Okay.
let's say you carry him or something in a wheelbarrow, and then sometimes you fall asleep, and then you wake up farther down the path than you had thought because your partner has started carrying you. At that point, did you walk the 100 miles? See, these
Well,
are
no,
the
because
types.
someone
These are
was
the types of
carrying
like.
you.
These are the types of semantic nonsense that I don't really mind not having to do in philosophy anymore.
Yeah. I do remember that they were in my my personal identity class. I remember that a lot. They were talking about all these hypotheticals of like, what would happen if I put half of my brain in your body? And I'm like, this is the dumbest conversation.
You're like, do it then.
Yeah, try it. Let's see.
Have you seen
Bet you
that
won't.
clip about like the news anchor and like saying the N-word?
Wait, what?
It's like a skit where
Oh.
it's like this faux
Oh,
conservative.
yes, I do now. Yeah. So
It's
say
like,
it.
and,
Yeah.
you clearly want to say it, so say it. So how was that related?
I don't know. No, so no, I'd say it's a good question, but like I think it depends then on how how we consider our brain. Is it a separate entity or is it us still? Who's to say?
who Shibuya booya.
Life could be a dream. I had an idea that I wrote down. So my aunt, shout out Aunt Laura, sent me brownies yesterday, which is just so nice.
Brownie points for her.
Ha ha.
That's for the Germans.
And I had an idea where like if my kid goes to college, if I have a kid and the kid goes to college, I will send him or her like brownies or whatever like a few times. And then one time just send them a care package, but it's like a Tupperware just full of like juice.
That's it.
Yeah.
So their expectation is that it's brownies.
Yeah, but also no one ever
juice.
fills up Tupperware with juice anyway, so that'd be fun.
Yeah, you could do that right now.
That's true. I don't have to wait until I have a child.
Yeah. You don't have to create this elaborate scheme. And then with the juice package, you're like, all right, we're done.
Yeah.
You and I, this is done.
Yeah.
This was just for the juice.
This was all a sham.
Is that why I'm called Juice Boy? Yes.
Yes. Is that why I'm called I'm only here for Henry's juice prank?
Classic. Anyways,
so you ran the Mount Vernon Trail.
Oh yeah. We haven't talked about that
Let's
yet.
talk about it.
Yeah.
How was that?
It was fun. Yeah, I mean I tapered, so I was in shape. And yeah, I would just say that there's like not too much signage going on in specific parts.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, it's just a trail, right? So like when you're on it, it's like, okay, I'm on it. But then there were some points like in Old Town, there was two specific points that like ring clear to me where in Old Town, the trail just like dumps into a street. Yeah. I'm like, what am I supposed to do here? Right. And so at one point I was just like running down King Street, like running past people.
Just like,
yeah, screaming.
Yeah.
Here it comes, everybody turn around. Seeing how many people.
Yelling Juice Boy.
So yeah, at that point, like I wasn't going for time, but I think
Yeah.
I wanted to complete it under like 3 hours or whatever. Um, and so there were times where I was just like, where am I? Kind of confused, had to stop a little bit.
Yeah.
Would have preferred not to, but whatever. And then once I got to the Woodrow Wilson Bridge, it was pretty good from there because after you get there, then it's like the actual Mount Vernon
Yeah.
Trail that's in our
Yeah.
neighborhood. But then after that, the trail just like at one point, just like it becomes a neighborhood and you have to cross over the George Washington Parkway and continue down the other side.
Oh yeah, you do, don't you?
And so, and then you do that on the other side. And then at another point, it then crosses over again and then continues.
Yeah.
So, yeah,
Ooh,
the
that's
trail just like dumped into this neighborhood. And I honestly was like, what the? I didn't understand, but then I found my
wow.
way. So, um, yeah, now
But
that
you
I
got
know,
there.
I got it. But
Yeah,
yeah, it was like the most perfect conditions I could have hoped for. It was
that's
like
great.
10 a.m., just like nice 55. I
Oh,
had,
that's the dream.
yeah, not a ton of people out on the trail, so it was like not too congested. Just like making my way downtown, walk in fast. um,
That's no, that's wonderful.
yeah, it was a very good time.
I would
Um,
imagine.
I think doing it northbound would be much harder because
Yeah.
I think it generally decreases in altitude. So,
Okay.
um, but yeah,
Yeah, but still.
either
How
way,
did you get home?
my dad picked me up.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Nice.
We had a post run Chipotle,
Fantastic.
classic vegan option.
Lovely.
Beans, please.
Can
Can I have a
I
lot?
have beans?
What type of bean you want? uh, black.
Bye-bye. Lovely.
Sir, this is a Best Buy.
Why are you asking me what kind of beans I want? This is a best one.
But yeah, it
All right,
was,
that's wonderful.
yeah,
Good for you.
a goal that I've had for a while. And
Yeah.
next is the marathon. But
Okay. Very good.
yeah, I came up with a phrase that I think is fun. We weren't meant to go fast, but we were meant to go far. I think
That's
that
nice.
it allowed me to enjoy it. I mean, there were parts where I was like, I think I can make it. Like near the end, the last 4 miles, I was running pretty fast, like probably
Yeah.
7 to 8 minute miles.
That's very impressive.
Just because I was like, I have the energy, why not? Because yeah, Amelia gave me some of these energy goos for my birthday.
Oh, hello.
Oh, hello.
Energy goos.
Yeah, they're just like
It's just
basically
goo.
it's just goo. It's
Energy.
like glucose
That's amazing.
and the second one that I had was 75 mg of caffeine.
Woohoo!
So I was like,
Is that a lot?
That's about probably like 3/4 of a cup of coffee.
Okay.
So
Does caffeine like work? That's interesting. Like while you're running, does that work on your body? I always think of caffeine as just like my brain, like like I'm just awake with my eyes rather than like my legs or have more energy. How did that affect you?
yeah, I think it affects your sympathetic nervous system where it increases your heart rate just as much as it blocks adenosine. So,
Mm.
I mean, it is a stimulant, so it's not
Yeah.
unstimulating.
Hmm.
This
Be a
yeah.
bad stimulant if it
Speaking of
was.
stimulants, the one thing that I've never understood about nicotine is people think it's like, ooh, just have it to relax. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
but it's literally a stimulant. It's the reason why it relaxes you is because when you're addicted to nicotine, there's like pressure in your head, so
Right.
it makes you relax when you have it because then you've appeased
Yeah.
your stress.
Yeah. That is just an addiction I don't get.
Yeah. Sebastian
Yeah.
described it as nicotine, the only thing that'll make you want it.
Right. That's so true. That's so perfect. Yeah. Yeah, it's like that's all it is. It's like those like this is an odd comparison. You know those lip balms where it's like I really think it just dries out your lip anyway,
Yeah.
then you have to put more on.
Yeah.
That's exactly what it is. It's like you're just doing this so that you have an addiction to it.
Mhm.
I do not understand that, but that's just me.
That's the way I view, and I've gotten a lot of flack from this from Amelia and
Oh.
from her friends. I don't use like any sort of facial moisturizer or scrub or anything like that.
Yeah.
And they're like, skin is the largest organ in your body, and they use these moisturizers all the time. And it's like, it's shown that if you use too much moisturizer, you actually dry out your skin, because then your skin, like, I don't know, doesn't produce as much oils. So
Yeah.
that's another version.
Yeah.
Let's just keep naming things.
Yeah, let's just talk.
Water. I mean,
Water, please.
water.
Yeah. All right.
But yeah,
Well, hold on. That's wonderful. I'm very happy for you.
yeah. How is the weather in Boonch? Is it making it easy to run or no?
Well, no. It's
It's
just
dark all the time.
short circuiting.
Yeah.
Kind of. It was like in the 20s earlier in the week, which
That's
is like, no, thank you.
horrendous.
Yes.
Like
And
during
then-
the day too.
Oh yeah.
Oy,
20s and
mama.
windy, my boy. It was like 14 in Chicago though, so that's crazy. But like I have my window open right now because it's in the 60s. So it's just been weird. But also I did not do a good job. I had an off the wagon week this week. I mean, just mostly because of finals and such, papers and things.
Are those done?
I have 2 tests next week, like actual finals. But most of the hard stuff is actually done at this point, like the writing of the essays. I have a little bit of revision to do. But
That's why I didn't text you all week. I was like, don't want to pressure my boy with a Boonch
that's
boy,
very nice.
because I knew you were going through stuff.
Oh, you know, it's touching here and here.
Boonch boys.
Boonch
Da-
boys.
Ich Buchen boy.
Yeah, Vulcan boys. Yes, I have a clip I wanted to show you.
Oh, here, let me let you share,
Yeah,
because I have all the power,
yeah, as it should be.
as it should be.
All right, so I was watching the Harvard Ames moot court competition. It's fine. Merrick Garland, by the way, was they get like real judges to come
Yeah.
in. Now our attorney general. But this is absolutely insane. So just watch this.
The child could never be a member over someone closer, someone who has more relationships with the tribe. How is this rational, even if we agree that rational basis is the test?
Well, Your Honor, in creating federal minimum standards for the removal of Indian children from their families, ICWA ensures that children do remain enmeshed in their tribal culture.
It's a different tribe. The hypothesis is it's not their tribal culture. It's a completely different tribe across the country, and they cannot ever become a member of that tribe because they have no ancestors in the tribe.
Certainly, Mr. Chief Justice. In this case, the child would still have a political connection to that tribe. And
I get the political point. Now I'm moving on to how is it rational?
Oh, did she
Well,
pass
Political
out?
just gets you to what the test is, right? Now we have to see whether this is a reasonable thing for Congress to have done.
it's rational insofar as that it allows for children to be protected in their...
He's like, gotcha, bitch. He's like, leave my courtroom.
Yeah. I love he's just like, all right.
Nine.
So this goes on for a little bit.
Yeah, another question. Yeah, I withdraw the question. Would you like a brief recess?
No, Your Honor.
Sure.
I'm fine. No, I'm really good.
All right, I direct the bailiff to give her her time back.
It was a ploy.
Does she pass out again?
No.
Would you mind repeating the question, Your Honor?
I don't know.
That's like the craziest thing. That she
That's
just
insane.
back up and keeps talking about that. Those
Jeez.
Harvard lawyers, man, not messing around.
Are those Harvard like students?
Yeah.
Who's Ames?
Mm.
Ames is.
Sarah Ames.
It's not. So well respected already.
But yeah, anyway, I was like, oh my gosh, that's so ridiculous.
Yeah, I think I saw that like a clip of that on
you?
YouTube as
Yeah.
a suggestion.
Oh, all right.
Like if you play back the recording, you'll hear me say, "Does she pass out?"
I
don't
did
think-
hear that. Yeah,
you
yeah.
did. You just
I
didn't
just
respond.
chose not to answer for the suspense.
Wow, what a production we have here at Boonch.
Oh, yeah.
It's all about keeping the
It's-
viewer engaged. Oh man.
Anyway, but I was like, oh no, that's like what I do not want to do
Yeah.
is pass out.
Yeah. I mean, it didn't sound like she was answering the question fully or trying to avoid it. Do you?
The topic they're discussing is way past my understanding of policy and law. So I honestly don't know.
Don't put yourself down.
Now,
like that.
yeah, now I'm trying to evade your question.
Yeah.
Uh,
I'm like, what is the deepest understanding of tribal law? Please elaborate.
Henry, go. If there's one person that knows all about tribal law, it's this guy and his stupid mustache.
Ich Buchenboy will be there. But did you watch the whole thing or just that clip?
I watched some of it, but I watched it not like I didn't know that was going to happen. And then unfortunately I looked at the comments and everyone was like, oh my gosh, she passed out. And I was like, oh, I just want to find that part now, and was no longer interested in the law. So that, ich bin ein not interested in the law.
I mean, she had good form when she was passing out.
When she was passing out.
Because, like, yeah, she could have just, like, and just, like,
Oh, yeah.
destroyed her head. But she, like, sort of crumpled softly enough to,
She really
like, for
did,
somebody, no cranial damage. So,
She's
props to
clearly
her.
practiced, yeah.
God, I wonder what made her pass out. That's crazy.
It is, because I mean, again, she was like right in the middle. It wasn't like there were a few times where she was like, you could see that she was a little fuzzy. But
Is it just stress? I
I
mean, we're not
think it's
doctors
absolutely
either.
stress.
Yeah, it's just like she was
Someone-
so stressed about answering the question that
Yeah,
she started
passed
losing
out.
consciousness. My God.
Yeah. Yeah, no, it's insane. And again, like that's the thing. Like I think somebody was like, "Well, it's Merrick Garland," and I was like, "All right, let's all calm down. I understand he's like
Yeah.
an important guy, but
I don't care if it's Wynton Marsalis.
Right.
Staying conscious.
yeah, like that's not a good reason to pass out." But again, yeah, like just that level of stress. I mean, that is the final round of that entire competition. So there have been multiple rounds before that. And it's her and one other guy, or the oralists, as they say, but they have like a small team of students that have been preparing for months. Like it is like the culmination of a lot of preparation. So like I understand it is incredibly stressful.
Aren't they students? Like,
Yeah.
don't they have things to do? Damn. And they have to do that on top?
Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah. I mean,
aims.
they don't mess around at the Harvard Law School.
Yeah, it's not an
not just
easy breezy program
yeah,
at Harvard Law.
it's not all peaches and cream at Harvard Law School.
Come to Harvard Law. We
Wow.
swear it'll be peaches and cream and you won't pass out.
That'd be good. Yeah, Harvard Law School. You probably won't pass out from stress.
Yeah, statistically, you probably won't pass out.
Anyway,
Interesting,
but yeah,
interesting.
just crazy.
You looking forward to that?
Not at all. Not at all. No,
Should we
I
start having
enjoy-
more arguments here on Boonch Boys just to like to sharpen your
prepare.
wit? Yeah.
Yeah. You
Each
think
Boonch
Merrick
Boys.
Garland would come on Boonch Boys to make me pass out?
We're arguing different sides of a case, and I'm just some idiot.
No, it's just I don't know. It's one of those things where it's like I want to do it.
Good.
All right. No, I like that to me is like it's like the the Juilliard vibe where it's like, how is this even enjoyable anymore? Especially if you're passing out, like I don't see, I think at a certain level, it's like a bell curve. Like the higher up in prestige you go, like sure, it's probably more enjoyable and like a more sort of challenging education. But eventually, like for me at least, again, I'm not saying anything about the people there because I don't know, but that's just not like there would be a point where I would definitely just stop enjoying it if it was all about like competition and winning and whatever stress and that.
That's law, baby.
Yeah, so I mean that's the other thing, that like part of it is I just need to get used to it and accept that it is going to be a little
Yeah, you want
like
you want Indeed like law firms that don't fight.
yeah I'd like to go into the non-competitive law area.
We don't fight cases, we just study.
Yeah, we just have fun.
Yeah, the peaches and cream law firm.
Right. Yeah. So anyway,
Peaches and Cream Esquire. Attorneys at law.
Attorneys at law. Peaches. That would be so good. That's lovely.
It is lovely. But yeah, I mean, keep me updated on law. I mean, it's also like law seems like one of those things, just like medicine, where it's not only do you have so much you already have to study, but like it's getting updated every day, right? That's why there's so many different specialties. It's in order to be adequately prepared, you need to not only know your stuff, but then keep knowing your stuff.
Yeah, that's true. That's a good point.
Like there's new scientific studies for meds. Like I think I heard that it was like 5 new studies every minute or something like that were being published in scientific papers.
Good Lord. That's not good.
And it's like I'm assuming with cases it's probably just as many, but maybe not as, I don't know, valuable. Like me disputing a parking ticket is not going to be.
Yeah. I don't know. I mean, I have no basis for this, but I would imagine that it's like you need a good sort of foundation in general knowledge of the law, the Constitution, how everything sort of works and operates.
Mm-hmm.
And then when you get a case, I think that would be a point where you would really dig into the specific laws related to that case, rather than just having to know everything just in case you get a case.
Just in case. Nice.
Uh-huh.
This is the case.
Yeah. Yeah. But also, I don't know, maybe you do just have to know all of the laws by memory.
Yeah.
I don't know. It'll be fun.
Atticus Finch. Is
That
that a
was a
thing?
character. Was he around?
I'm just gonna say fake lawyer character. Better Call Saul.
Yeah, yeah. Your
Have,
thoughts?
have you seen that show?
I have not.
I wonder what the most. Yeah. Do you watch Legal Eagle?
What? Oh, a little bit. I've seen it a few times.
More questions. I'm trying to think of what other law dramas there are on.
Law and Order, obviously, is the big guy.
Oh, I thought that was a crime show.
I mean, it is, but there's law in it, and also order.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's law and organization. Half of it is studying law. The other half is this isn't grouped right. We gotta we gotta
figure this out.
Interesting. So yeah, LSAT, is that a thing?
Is that
No, I mean I think last time you were saying that you had to study for it and you were taking it soon. Is that true?
Taking it in January.
That's soon.
It is.
When in January?
The 15th or 14th or 16th. It's they have it open for a few days and you decide to do it.
Oh, you just like come in, it's like walk-in appointments?
I mean,
CVS.
No, it's not even in person. I just sign up for a time and then do it in my room.
Oh, you do it in your room.
Yes.
Okay.
All right. Let me be clear. I do it in my room.
How's the studying going?
I have not done a lot. It's fine. I took a practice test, and it went somewhat well in that this was like, I want a baseline. Like, I had not studied at all beforehand. And I got like 10 points above the national average, which I was happy about, but it's also 10 points below where I actually want it to be for the schools I'm applying to. Like, if I was applying to, whatever, like East West Podunk University,
My favorite.
Yeah, they're the best.
Their football team, I love it.
Fighting Badgers.
Yeah, the Badger Hens.
Yeah. Then the score I had would be fine, but because I'm applying to other schools, I need to bump that boy all the way up.
What is the grading scale? Is it like a normal SAT, 1600?
No, it's between 120 and 180.
Oh, so 10 points is a lot of difference.
Yeah.
Okay. Is it like incremental by 1 point, or is it incremental by 10 points?
It's incremental by 1 point.
1 point. Okay. So you were 10 points above the national average, but 10 points below where you want to be.
Yeah, I need to be about like my goal is to be like somewhere between 170 and 173. The national average is about 151, 152, and I had a 161.
And what is the like, what do they ask? What are the questions?
Yeah, so it really is not about law. It is about, they want to see if your brain works in the way that they want it to work. So it's 4 sections, 2 on like logic puzzles, logic games, and 2 on reading comprehension. And then there's also a writing section, which I'm still confused about.
That's super interesting.
Yeah.
That doesn't make logic games.
Yeah, no, logic games.
Oh, wow.
It's like those it's like let's see.
Shoot me. Give
Yeah.
me one.
Shoot me. It's like Alan, Beth, Cameron, David, Eric, and Frank are all signing up for a singing competition. And there's a specific order that they have to go in. And here are the parameters, that if Alan goes first, then Frank has to go third. And if Eric and Cameron go, one after the other, then this guy goes, fourth or whatever. And there's several of those, and you have to answer like 5 questions for each scenario. Yeah. It is.
That's
It
not
is.
at all what I expected that to be.
What were you expecting?
Law. I was
No, yeah,
expecting
no,
like
no, I don't have to know any laws.
That's wow. Okay.
I mean, I will for like the bar if I'm going to take that.
So
That's
how
a
do you
whole other
study? How
thing.
do you study for that? For logic
Uh,
games, just do more.
That's exactly what it is. You do a lot of them, and it is like they're hard for me at least. Like I was like, okay, this is not
This is not
like
a game.
no, but like with the SAT, I remember like I got my dad, my parents, not just my dad, got me one of those like huge books.
Mhm.
It's like study, and I started studying, and I was like, I don't want to do it. And then I took it once, and I was like, it was fine. It was one of those things where like it was testing us on stuff we had just learned since like high school,
Mm.
or throughout high school, and I was like, I think it's going to be fine. I need to study for this. It's difficult, and so one of the things that I use, especially for the logic games section, is you have to. There's like 4 different types of questions that they will ask. In those, you have to be able to like know which type each scenario is, and then you have to know like which diagrams you should write out for yourself, and how that will help you, because it really does not work well to just go in and be like, I'll figure it out. You have to have a lot of strategy, but mostly it's just practice problems.
Mm. And then the other part is just reading comprehension,
Yeah.
just like the SAT.
Yeah, like the SOLs, honestly, like just stuff like that. I mean, not that easy.
Yeah,
But
yeah,
yeah,
It's
it's
a
my
one
fourth grade
sentence.
reading SOL.
It's like Jimmy likes peaches and cream. What does Jimmy like?
Select 2 from the following list of the things Jimmy
Yeah,
likes.
peaches, genocide, cream, all of the above.
So yeah, it's fine. Again, I'm going to do most of my studying over break, just because the past week and next week are going to be a little busy with other sorts of studying. But I think like I'm not terribly worried, but I do need to study.
Mm. That's wow. I'm having a paradigm shift here. Like now, I thought the MCATs were about like biology and stuff. Is that completely different? Do you know anything about the MCATs?
No.
What about no? I don't know.
What about normal cats?
Yeah. What about the letter M and then cats right next to it? Huh?
What about the movie Cats?
Yeah, the box office flop cats.
Is that even about cats? No,
Well,
it's gonna be fine.
We're at time here.
We are indeed.
But another good one. I think we're gonna name this Ich Buchenboy number 33. We're
Fantastic.
What's really funny is that we've so we had season 1, right? We had like a certain amount of time, and then we took like a month or a
Like
little
that.
bit.
Yeah.
We didn't make any episodes, and then we've been in season 2 for like almost a year and a half or something.
We should just always stay in season 2.
It never goes on to season 3. So
Yeah.
yeah,
We got
season
like
2.
9 episodes in 1, and then just 108 in season 2.
Wait for season 3 though. It's
Yeah, it's gonna be so long. It's
yeah.
gonna be our longest season
Our
yet.
longest season yet. That's the selling point. It's
Yeah.
not the best season yet.
Yeah, New York Times says this is so long.
The New York Times says we haven't even lasted as long as this institution.
Well, shout out to the Germans.
I really wonder who it is.
I'd like to meet them.
Reach
Shoot
out
us
to
a-
us.
Yeah, shoot us a message on I don't know, Facebook or Instagram, or
Comment on our YouTube.
comment on YouTube.
We also have an email, boonchboys@gmail.com.
Yeah.
So
We'd love to hear from everybody,
Yeah, tell us if our facts
especially
were
the
off.
Germans.
Yeah, and if you have a defense for your dumbass language. Stupid.
Tell us about your
Stupid.
Fanta cake. No, I'm
Boonch, Montana. Boonch, Montana. Boonch, Montana. First time on the track.